So you were listening to me play my sample solo in position, 5th position, using my blues scale over those 4 key changes, the key of D, E, F sharp and A. Now of course I'm prompting you to stay in position to strengthen your knowledge of those scale shapes. That's why I stayed there in position. And of course we know from experience we get different licks and sounds from different shapes because of the physicality of them. And that's what I find really interesting about having the different shapes. I actually get different ideas from each of them. So we probably have our stock licks that we use, and you probably heard me use some of those in that solo. No shaming it, you know, to me it's my stuff, and hey, I'm going to use it. But it's not about me, all right? So it's about you improvising your lines and licks now over this in position. Now you can choose any position on the fretboard that you're comfortable with. If you are just beginning to learn your scale shapes, your blues scale shapes, what I would urge you to do is use some of the breakout tracks that we've provided for you. Now these chord progressions, each one of them obviously is its own key, but what I've done is I've given you each of those keys separately as a breakout track. So if you're just learning your blues scale, you can pull out the D7 sharp 9 track that's just going to cycle round and loop in the D7. So you can play your D blues scale over it all day long. Just learning it, maybe learn all your other patterns and stuff as well. So you have those tools at your disposal here as well, okay? Now obviously for you guys that know all these shapes, been playing a long time, and have the experience now to be being pushed into playing through a series of key changes, this is going to be a challenge in its own way for you. Now of course your exercise here and your assignments are going to be, first of all, play in position through the entire track. So it's about 6 minutes long. At the end of that 6 minutes, I really do want you to break, put your guitar down and just stretch, go and do something else, clear your mind and come back refocused. If you sit at your workstation and keep playing over this, 6 minutes at a time, you are going to get incredibly burnt out. The other thing that you're going to find is as these are sequencing through, you've really got to be alert, You are crafting a solo for 8 bars. 4 times 4. That's a lot of focus, all right? So, first assignment, play in position, whatever you choose on the fretboard, all right? Take a break. Then move to another section on the fretboard, play in position there. So you're going to have 5 of those, aren't you, in position across the fretboard. Now, you can also, for the more adept players, once you've played through one cycle of the key changes, maybe then you slide into the next position, play there. When that cycle of 4 changes is ended and cycled round, go into the next position. So that would be assignment 2 for the more adept players out there, the guys that really know their shapes and want that super, kind of supercharged challenge. All right, so there's your assignments. And again, remember, you're playing with your techniques, your phrasing, your emotion, passion, feel, beginnings, middles, and crescendos to your solo lines, and seamlessly, if you can, get into the next key. But try and consider each one of these an 8-bar solo in its own right. Okay, so I'm going to turn you loose on that, playing the blues scale in position over this dominant sharp 9 chord progression.